Have you ever looked at a map of the ocean and wondered, what's the most remote place on Earth? What if I told you there's a spot so far from land, it's called the point of no return? A place where the nearest humans are often astronauts orbiting high above the planet. This isn't science fiction. It's a real location in the South Pacific Ocean, officially known as the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. But it has a much cooler nickname. Point Nemo. Nemo is Latin for no one, a fitting name chosen in honor of Captain Nemo from Jules Verne's classic novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas. So, how remote are we talking? Imagine you're floating at Point Nemo. The nearest piece of land in any direction is over 2,688 kilometers, or about 1,670 miles away. To put that in perspective, that's like traveling from New York City to Denver, but across nothing but open, unforgiving water. The closest landmasses are Ducie Island, part of the Pitcairn Islands, to the north. Motu Nui, near Easter Island, to the northeast, and Mar Island, off the coast of Antarctica, to the south. All of them are tiny, uninhabited, and incredibly far away, because it's so isolated. Life here is sparse. The area is located within the South Pacific Gyre, a massive rotating ocean current. This gyre acts like a giant whirlpool, trapping nutripore water in the center and blocking the flow of richer, life-sustaining waters from elsewhere. With very little for marine life to eat, you won't find many fish or large sea mammals here. It's often described as a biological desert. This extreme isolation has made Point Nemo useful for something else entirely. It's become the world's largest spacecraft cemetery when satellites, space stations, and other man-made objects finish their missions. They need to be brought down safely without endangering populated areas. What better place to ditch them than the spot farthest from any human civilization? Over the years, space agencies from around the world, including NASA and have guided hundreds of deorbiting spacecraft to this remote, watery grave. It's estimated that more than 260 pieces of space debris have been sent here. So, if you could dive to the bottom, you'd find a high-tech junkyard of titanium fuel tanks and satellite fragments scattered across the seafloor, almost 4 kilometers deep. Even the massive 143-ton Mir space station ended its journey here back in 2001. And it's the planned final resting place for the International Space Station when it's retired around 2031. But this brings us back to that ominous title, the point of no return. For sailors and adventurers! Point Nemo presents an ultimate challenge. The weather is notoriously brutal, with giant rogue waves and powerful winds. If your boat were to break down or you face a medical emergency, you'd be completely on your own. A rescue mission would take days, if not weeks, to reach you. By the time help arrived, it would likely be too late. That's why it's considered a one-way trip for anyone unprepared. The sailors who compete in grueling round-the-world yacht races, like the ocean race, are some of the only people who ever pass near this point. For them, it's a milestone, a moment of profound isolation, where they are truly at the mercy of the elements. They often say that when they are at Point Nemo. The closest people to them are the astronauts aboard the International Space Station, orbiting about 400 kilometers overhead. So, Point Nemo is more than just a dot on a map. It's the loneliest, most inaccessible place on our planet. A silent, empty expanse of water that serves as a graveyard for our technological ambitions and a stark reminder of the vast, untamed power of the natural world. It's a place that truly defines the meaning of being alone. Thanks for joining me on this journey to the middle of nowhere. If you found this fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. See you next time!